You told me to get a lot of apples.
No, what I said was bring me all the apples.
And that's exactly what I did.
Welcome to Krocks in the Kitchen.
I'm Jessica.
And I am Brian. Yes, it's time for another Krocks try, but we weren't just gonna go for something simple. We weren't gonna do just 3 individual fruits. I was like, I want to try all the apples.
Every single apple.
All of them.
Well, technically it's not every single apple. There's a lot more apples.
There's a few hundred species of apples.
This is every single apple that our Trader Joe's had in stock the day that I went. So I picked up 2 of each. Some of them were bags, but I picked up for the most part 2 of each. And so we could have like a display apple and an eating apple.
Yeah.
So we're going to try them out. I, of course, have put together a little chart with information and all that kind of stuff. Brian's going to handle the cutting over here and with his fancy knife. And yeah, it's just going to be interesting. I've never tried this many apples all at once. So
yeah, we normally just buy like a bag of apples, or like we get our particular ones that we have enjoyed in the past, or whatever happens to be like sort of in season at the time. Mm-hmm. It's like, but no, we went all out for you people. This is going to be awesome though.
Hey Brian.
Yes.
Did you know that you're the apple of my eye?
Am I? All right, so what are we starting with first?
Okay, we are starting with, I figured we would start with a few that were like more traditional ones that we've had before. And then as we get into the end, we'll get into a few that we've had, but a few that we've never had before.
Okay.
So the first one we're going to try is one of your favorites, which is the Fuji apple.
This one?
Yes, so that is the regular Fuji apple. We actually have regular and organic, so we'll be able to compare.
Ooh.
A few of them we have that, a few of them we don't. But yeah, if you want to use, this is my favorite way to cut an apple. So I have a little like permanent retainer under my bottom teeth, and so I do not ever just bite into an apple because I'm afraid it's going to like remove my retainer. So my favorite way to chop an apple is to use this because it makes it into like just perfect little pieces, and then you have, you know, the core is out and everything is good. So let's try the Fuji apple.
Fuji. Yep, good and sweet.
Now, I love the little signs that they put at Trader Joe's, and they describe all the different apples on their little signs. So we'll show you pictures, but on this one it said, creamy flesh, juicy and crisp, mildly sweet. And do you know where the name Fuji comes from?
Actually, no, I don't. You've got me there.
So it actually was named after the first part of the name of the town where it comes from, where it was developed, which is
Fujisaki.
Yes, so it came from Japan in the late 1930s, and it was brought to market in 1962.
Boom.
It's actually a cross between 2 American apple varieties, Red Delicious and the Old Virginia Rawls Gennet. I'd say Gennet. But anyway, so yeah, that's why it's called a Fuji apple. So why don't you get into the organic one?
Which is the next one?
Well, yeah.
Alrighty. I'm not going to do all this. This is just like a lot of stuff that we got to deal with there. And so I'm just going to, why not? Cut it in half. Why not?
Oh, so I'm actually going to take the halves just so that as we go here, I'm going to actually put some lemon juice on them so that they don't go bad while we're doing the rest of these.
There's your piece.
Okay, so this is my piece of a
organic Fuji.
Organic Fuji. That one does taste better.
You think?
I think.
I'm going to get a little more.
Yeah, let me get some more too. So I like Fuji's because they're sweet, and I love sweet things, obviously.
It's good. I don't think it tastes better than that, though.
I'm going to try the non-organic. The non-organic one is softer, and I like a more crisp apple. Also, I feel like the organic one is more tart for some reason, and I really like tart. That's like my thing.
Definitely more tart. I'll give you that much. Set all those over there.
So what do you think of Fuji in general?
I've always liked Fuji's. They're good.
They're
tasty.
On the sign for the organic one, it says, add to pizza or cold sandwiches. Makes amazing jam or compote.
Yeah, give me one of those. Thank you.
Okay.
Should we have forks for this?
I don't know.
All right, what's next?
Okay, so the next one is my favorite. Well, maybe I'll find a new favorite today. It is the Pink Lady Apple.
Gotcha.
Now, when I was doing research, I actually found some interesting information about the pink apple, the Pink Lady Apple. They're actually called Cripps pink apples, and they were originally bred by John Cripps at Western Australia Department of Agriculture by crossing an Australian apple, Lady Williams, with a Golden Delicious apple.
Oh.
Which I do love a Golden Delicious apple. We don't have any here today, but I do love Golden Delicious. So Pink Lady is actually a trademarked name, and it was one of the first apples that had a trademarked name. And the actual variety is called Cripps Pink, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But in order to preserve the premium appeal of Pink Lady as like a name, about 65% of the production does not meet the standards required for being labeled as a Pink Lady apple.
Wow.
And instead gets the name Cripps Pink on the label instead of that. So the interesting thing is, this non-organic, if you look at the label there, what does it say?
It says Pink Lady.
It has the little Pink Lady logo, right?
Yes.
But the organic one that we're going to try says Cripps Pink on it.
Wow.
So we're going to see, is there a difference? So I thought that was kind of fascinating.
Yep.
Because now I'm going to look at my Pink Lady apples every time and see, like, are they actually Pink Lady or are they just, well, they're all, Cripps Pink is the real name, but did they deserve the label Pink Lady or not? See, that to me is like the perfect apple, because they are like, well, on the little label for the organic one it said fizz like burst of sweet flavor, but they got that tartness.
Definitely good and tart. So it's definitely not as sweet.
Not as sweet as a Fuji, but it's got that tartness that I really like.
But the texture of it, I think, is better than the Fuji.
It has a really crispy texture. That's what I love, is like a good tart, crispy apple. Like, that's my favorite. So yeah, this is like,
I'm trying to make sure that I don't drop apple seeds as well.
so Scout doesn't eat them. Scout!
Because from what I know, apple seeds contain arsenic. And if a human swallows them, it's perfectly fine. That's, not really going to do a whole lot of damage. Dog swallows one, though, it might cause some problems.
All right, get into that organic Pink Lady apple.
Alrighty.
So this one, again, doesn't actually have the Pink Lady label. It only says Cripps Pink. Okay, you ready?
Go for it. That one tastes better.
You think this one does? So you think...
I think it's got more floral notes.
So you think the one they didn't give the Pink Lady label to is better?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Interesting.
I think the other one, like, they both kind of have these floral notes to them, but this one actually, to me, tastes almost like it has a hint of rose water, if that makes any kind of sense.
I just like the Pink Lady apples because they do have that, like, kind of pink hue to them. If you find a real good one, like, there is a pink kind of hue that is just really pretty. I don't know. Those are close for me.
I definitely like the organic one better.
Okay.
So far, I am loving this. This is like a good day for me.
Okay, so up next we have two more of the same kind, one organic, one non-organic. These are Gala.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I do like the Gala apples.
The Gala apples, it says, have a crisp, mildly sweet flavor. They're a cross between Golden Delicious and Kids Orange Red, which I've never heard of. So I learned a new word when I was looking up all this apple stuff, first of all.
I'll notice that one, like, I cut it open. It didn't really have any seeds in it, so that was kind of cool.
Can you say this word here? Cultivar?
Yeah, cultivar.
So, do you know what a cultivar is?
Nope.
Cultivar, when they say that, is a plant variety that has been produced in cultivation by selective breeding.
Oh.
So basically, all of these apples are cultivars, right? Because
Yes.
they've all been like selectively bred over years to taste certain ways. So it says about the Gala that they actually in 2018 they surpassed Red Delicious as the apple cultivar with the highest production in the United States, according to the U.S. Apple Association.
Which sounds like a great group of people.
Great association.
Can I join this association?
It was the first time in more than 50 years that any cultivar surpassed Red Delicious.
Makes sense.
Pretty interesting.
All right.
Oh.
A completely different flavor.
It's very floral.
Completely different from all the rest of these. Like,
wow.
It's got a sweetness to it, but it's also...
It's just got a really interesting flavor.
It almost has like a salty back note. If that makes any kind of sense. I don't know. I'm going to actually
like
try...
a floral kind of flavor.
I'm actually going to try a little bit more of that one. That one was interesting. I mean, like, I've had them before. And that's the great thing. Like, I've had them before, but I couldn't tell you the difference really between the two. Or between any of them. But now that I'm actually seeing them side by side and tasting them right next to each other, it's making it a lot more interesting.
Now get into the organic Gala.
All right.
Now this is where I have a question for you.
Okay.
On the little label on Trader Joe's, it says, Mellow Classic, Johnny Appleseed's favorite. It says the redder, the sweeter, by the way.
Gotcha.
But I couldn't find anything that said that it was Johnny Appleseed's favorite. First of all, I think they made that up.
They probably did.
Who is Johnny Appleseed, Brian?
Johnny Appleseed is a real person. He actually went across...
Was his name really Johnny Appleseed?
It was Johnny. They called him Johnny Appleseed. He went across...
So his last name wasn't Appleseed?
Went across the U.S. and he just planted apples. Or apple seeds in all sorts of places. Just sort of kept planting them all over the place. And a bunch of them, sprouted and turned into good apple trees and all that. Rumor has it, I'm not sure if this is 100% verifiable, but rumor has it that pretty much every variety that is sold today that is consumed like this, like edible branch, comes from one tree that he actually planted that was a weird genetic mutant that instead of producing tart cider apples, or what would be used to generally make some form of alcohol, they turned out really sweet and edible. And so pretty much once they figured out that the apple tree was a really sweet fruit, started selling them, then other people started trying to buy clippings of them, and then so on and so forth, bing, bang, boom.
I think that's your piece.
That is my piece. You get down to this now.
I think I like the non-organic one better. It has more flavor to it or something.
Yeah, it does.
And it's a little bit more crisp.
Yeah, keep in mind, like, you never 100% know, like, when something was picked.
Yeah.
And so it could just be that this one was turned out a little bit fresher than this one or something along those lines, But, yeah, I completely agree. The non-organic is actually tastier.
I think the non-organic one is actually tastes better to me.
The organic one is a little bit more mealy, like, if that makes any sense.
All three of these first ones, the non-organic is 69 cents per apple and the organic is 79 cents per apple.
Okay,
so for
not
all
too
of
much
those.
different.
So those are all reasonably priced, like at Trader Joe's. That's why I love buying apples there, because I feel like that's like the best prices. But yeah, only 10 cents more for the organic if you do want the organic. So not bad. Now all of these ones, you'll start to notice the prices kind of some of them go really higher, starting with the Honeycrisp. So we have a Honeycrisp, we have a non-organic and an organic, and this will be the last, I think, of the organic, non-organic apples.
There's this lovely red line right there, and that's where I might cut it.
So the Honeycrisp, the non-organic is $1.29, and the organic is $1.49. So now $1.29 is quite a bit for an apple, but I buy these for Brian all the time because these are like a freaking meal. Like, they're huge. Like, these aren't even the biggest ones that we've had this year.
No.
The Honeycrisp, like, you can get some really big Honeycrisp.
Cut that into 3 pieces.
It says on the label, known for its punch of flavor, sweet and a little tart, great for sauces and baking. They were patented in 1988, released in 1991. The Honeycrisp was once slated to be discarded and has rapidly become a prized commercial commodity as its sweetness, firmness, tartness make it an ideal apple for eating raw.
Agreed.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
This one has a lot more moisture in it.
Jeez.
It's got a lot more water that like kind of breaks apart.
I like that tartness.
But it's super crisp.
Mm-hmm. It's very crisp and tart. I like it. But it's got that sweetness.
Mm-hmm. That is like a perfect Honeycrisp apple.
It's been a while since I had a Honeycrisp.
And it does kind of have those hints of honey-esque flavor. I really like the Honeycrisp apples. I normally go for like the sweeter ones that I can find. But the Honeycrisp ones are just, they're so good. And they're giant. And so like, I'm generally always going to go for like the bigger ones. That's why I always like the biggest Red Delicious apples that I could get.
Okay. Organic.
Mm-hmm. That one.
It says delightful crunch and honey sweetness.
That one cut really easily.
This one's really pretty because it's got that like speckling on it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
That one's better. By a long shot, in my opinion.
I definitely get like the more honeyness from this one.
But it's still tart, still crisp.
It's got a more complex flavor profile. Do you like how I said that?
Mm-hmm. I'm picking up hints of oak.
No, really, this one, like, I don't know.
You can really taste the field that it was grown in. I'm totally joking. The organic one is definitely better, in my opinion.
All right. Well, there you go. That's the Honeycrisp. Like I said, you eat Honeycrisp all the time, but I do enjoy a good Honeycrisp.
You know, I know it's kind of funny, but it almost has like almost like a fermented kind of background to it, almost like a wine or a champagne kind of deal. Or it's like, you know how that acid kind of hits it whenever you've got like sparkling cider or something like that? That's actually what that reminds me of. So it's like if you had like a bottle of sparkling apple cider, that's what that tastes like.
Okay, so I was just counting and we've reached the halfway point.
Woo!
So let's take a little palate cleanser. All right, so all of those.
Yep, I'm tasting water. Little bits of minerals, maybe.
So all of those are apples that we have known and loved for a long time.
Yes.
Now we get into some of the more kind of fun ones. So the next one is called, well, on the Trader Joe's label, they put SweeTango as two separate words. But if you notice on the little label, it actually is
SweeTango?
SweeTango. Like there's not a double T. So I like this one because it's just got that like kind of speckly niceness to it. It's just a pretty apple.
One side is like dull and kind of green and yellowish, and the other one is bright and shiny and red.
So that one's $1.29
I'm gonna
as
cut
well. And it says it's okay. So the reason I did this after the Honeycrisp is because it says it's crisp and sweeter than Honeycrisp.
Yes.
Very juicy. It's a crossbreed between the Honeycrisp apple and the Zestar. The trademark name of SweeTango, do you know who it belongs to?
No.
The University of Minnesota.
Nice.
There you go.
There you go. You got one side that's yellow, one side that's red.
Definitely sweeter than the Honeycrisp, I think. The skin, is like peeling away from the. You notice that?
There is a flavor there that I am struggling to It almost tastes like licorice. Like a black licorice kind of note in there. That is...
You think?
Yeah. I'm totally picking that up. Like, it hit me straight away. You like licorice, though, so...
I like black licorice.
You discovered that you like black licorice only a little while ago.
Yes.
But I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but with this one, it's like there's that sweetness kind of overlapping.
I will say that one's going to be probably a little bit more difficult to find and a little bit more expensive. And so I don't think I would go for that one over like one of the standard ones.
Man, I really like that though.
It's good. I just...
Did you want another piece?
Sure.
Oh, I thank you. Now people are going to be like, oh my God, they ate the same piece. Calm down, people. We're married.
Okay. I'm not that impressed with that.
I really like that one, actually.
All right.
I will tell you this. If you people came over to our place and ate apples with us, I would be a lot more careful and we wouldn't be sharing stuff like that. So.
This one, it does have a little bruise in it.
Where? Right there.
No, there's a few bruises.
Couple little damaged spots.
This one is called a Rave apple.
Rave apple.
And it says it's sugar sweet, extra crisp. This is a cross between a Honeycrisp and a Monarch, which comes from Arkansas.
Because that makes sense.
This thing costs $1.49. This was an expensive apple.
Gotcha.
It was not a cheap apple.
It was not a cheap apple. I'm gonna cut on the big side. All right, there you go. Yeah, that was only a tiny portion of it, and I still got three bits out of it.
It's kind of like a more mellow version of a Honeycrisp.
It's mellow. It's definitely mellow. It's very soft.
There's some kind of like something that's hitting me that I don't really like.
You know what it tastes like? To me, at least, the only close approximation I can get for it, bubble gum. Very mild bubble. Like, have you ever gotten a piece of bubble gum from like one of the little things, and like you chew it, and then like 15 seconds later, like the flavor's gone, and you just got like the barest hint of bubblegum flavor? That's the worst descriptor ever for this, because this does actually taste pretty good.
It does not taste like that. You're insane.
But it's got that mild hint of bubblegum flavor for me.
I don't know, man. That one's like not wowing me. I'd rather have the Honeycrisp.
I could use that in something though.
Okay, so we've got up next.
Mm-hmm.
This is a jazz apple. This apple, it says...
Can you do jazz fingers?
This apple is sweet tart, dense, juicy, and very crisp. It's a cross between a Braeburn and a Royal Gala. Now, this one I bought in a bag, so the price, you'll notice the ones I bought in a bag, the prices are definitely cheaper, which obviously if you buy apples in bags, they're going to be a little bit cheaper sometimes. So this one only came out to 55 cents per apple.
Mm-hmm.
But I did have to buy a 2-pound bag of them. So we have plenty of these, so hopefully they're good. You're a very good apple cutter.
I'm getting a lot of practice now.
Now that one I like. That's really good. It reminds me of the Gala, because it's a cross between Braeburn and Gala, which I'm not really sure what Braeburn is.
Yeah, I get that. I'm trying, like, I can't really think of any kind of close approximation as far as, like, it doesn't have any, like, extra flavors outside of just being a delicious apple.
It's really good. Is this your piece?
No, you can have it. Just an extra. I just wanted to try it. Oh, splitting it again, eh?
Okay. I like that one.
I do too.
It's
a quality apple.
Sweet. Up next, we have is it Kanzi, you think, or Kanzi? Kanzi or Kanzi? That's how you spell it. Kanzi.
I would say Kanzi.
Okay. So this one I like because this one's, again, like the gold and red. Now, it says a crisp, juicy, sweetly tart apple with intense flavor.
Intense.
It said that on the bag. It said intense in all caps. So this better be
If this isn't intense, then I'm going to be really annoyed.
This is also a cross between a Gala and a Braeburn. They have the same, it has the same parentage, that's what they call it, as the jazz apple. But they're similar in taste and appearance, it says, but the texture of a jazz apple is harder. Is that what you find?
I don't know. We'll find out.
This particular one, I feel like this one is harder than the jazz one.
I'm not picking up any intensity though. I expected more boom.
Yeah.
It is dense and it is chewy. Yeah, but it's not as like I don't know. It's not as good as like the jazz apple that we just had before it. So
yeah, this one was also, I had to buy in a bag, so it was a 2-pound bag. It ended up being like 50 cents per apple. But yeah, I'm not that impressed with it as far as it's claimed to be intense in flavor.
it's kind of hard to describe because it's got a good flavor. It doesn't have this like it's described as intense. It's not like really intense, but it doesn't have like any sort of real overlapping flavors for me either.
Yeah, it's just kind of eh.
It's just sweet.
Yeah.
It's just a sweet, crisp apple. So maybe it's a texture thing that people prefer if they like that one, but I do not know.
Well, up next, this one is actually one of the prettiest, I think.
I'm gonna shut that one there.
Look at that beauty.
Wow, it's
That
all
is
stripedy.
the envy apple. Maybe it's
Well, of
beautiful
course.
because it's the envy of every other apple.
Yeah.
That's why they call it the envy apple. I don't know. I just made that up. It says it is the perfect balance of sweet and tart. It is also a combination of a Royal, Gala, and a Braeburn, which the two previous ones have also been crosses of the Gala and Braeburn. And so this one's supposed to be similar to a jazz apple.
Gotcha.
So the last three that we've had have all been a cross between Gala and Braeburn.
Oop.
Whoa.
No.
Did he just mess up the integrity of my apple
There you
structure?
go. There you go. It slid
Do you know
on
how
me.
long I spent categorizing and organizing these?
Yes, I do actually know how long. All right, try it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That one's got the depth of flavor going on. Like, I like
That is like
that like changes flavor while you're eating it, you know?
that is like 5 times sweeter than the Kanzi apple. Like that is way, way, way more of an intense flavor. And it's a sweetness that kind of like spreads around. What's the I'm trying to think of what it's actually comparable to.
Almost tastes like it has like cinnamon in it. Right? That's a really freaking good apple.
That tastes like pie almost. That's really good. I'm actually gonna go in for more here.
And you know it's good because we've already tried, let's see, 12 other kinds. And we still like it. Yeah, that's a really good apple. See, those I would buy. I think an apple outside of like a normal kind of apple has to be really special for me to seek it out, you know? But if I see these pop up in the store, definitely gonna go for these. That might be my favorite so far. I guess that's why it's called the envy apple.
That's pretty awesome.
It's beautiful and tasty, and all the other apples are just like jealous.
And then where do we go from there?
Well, we go
Page number 2.
to page number 2 of my chart. I spent a lot of time putting this chart together.
She did.
And we don't play around here.
We don't mess around.
Okay.
Give me the apple.
Pucker up
Give me the apple.
for these tart, sweet green apples. Granny Smith. Great for baking. Originated in Australia in 1868. Named after Maria Ann Smith, who propagated the cultivar from a chance seedling, which I don't know what that means, but sounds important.
I don't know either.
A chance seedling. But yeah, so Granny Smith, named after Granny Smith.
Well, it is very soft.
I always liked Granny Smith, but it's been a while since I've had one. You're probably not gonna like it. So tart. I love it.
I mean, it's good. It's just not my favorite.
I love it. You know what a Granny Smith's gonna taste like. Never let you down.
Good for pie. I know that much. And it like holds together. I know that much. Like it's a sturdy apple.
All right.
But still, not my favorite.
Got my lemon juice. I love a Granny Smith. Okay, this is it McIntosh or McIntosh, technically?
I would assume McIntosh, but
Because
that's
there's no A in it.
That doesn't matter.
But these ones I bought in a bag, a giant bag. There was a 4-pound bag.
4-pound bag of
Each apple
tiny
only came
apples.
out to 25 cents. It says they're crisp and juicy with a sweet tart flavor. Are you noticing a lot of the same words over? They're all crisp, they're all juicy, they're all sweet and tart. Like that's all. They always describe them the same way. This is. Do you know where this is the national apple of?
No.
Canada.
That makes sense.
The national apple of Canada. John McIntosh or McIntosh, however you say it, discovered the original sapling for this apple on his farm in Upper Canada in 1811. Now, he and his wife bred it, and the family started grafting the tree and selling the fruit in 1835. Did you know that Apple Inc. employee Jeff Raskin named the Macintosh line of personal computers after this fruit?
I wondered.
You wondered. It's very tart. I didn't expect that. I mean, it says it's tart, but I never knew that
So the skin
it's crispy.
is crispy and like feels like twice as thick as some of these other ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got. You
can see, like I just bit into that, and it's like that's.
But you can hear that, like.
Look at that. That's how like stiff that is.
You can hear that snap.
See, it even like comes back that way. Look at that.
What you doing over there, Brian?
I'm showing you how thick that skin is.
No. Okay.
The skin is just throwing me for a loop, though. I'm not used to apple skin like
probably could have just finished that one
being that springy.
Springy. Okay.
I bet those would last a good while longer.
But I think because the skin is so thick, it's like I feel like I'm just chewing and chewing and chewing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm done already. Also, for some reason, I don't know if it was just the bag I got, but there's a lot of bruising going on in that bag.
True. I noticed that when I was cutting them. All right, my dear.
The last.
Final one we got.
This one is called, I had to get this one. I mean, well, I got all of them, but I almost missed this one because it was on an end cap.
Is it a peaf apple?
Yes, it's a peaf apple. No, it's called a Rockit apple.
Rocket apple.
With an IT. It is a new apple, it says on the bag.
New.
It's a small apple, but big flavor. It's the world's first miniature apple.
But it's about the same size as the McIntosh.
I don't know. That's what they say on the package. It's snack size. So Rockit apples are a hybrid of Gala and Splendor apples. Well, actually Gala and Gala times Splendor. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Fully mature but uniquely small, the world's first miniature apple is a delicious result of 20 years of careful natural breeding.
All right.
Now, they actually sell these in little tubes, and they have like kind of a picture of like a rocket on there. It's like, so it's supposed to be like a snack apple, you know, like, hey. Ooh, now
that's really good.
Interesting notes to it. I do feel like it's more like floral.
Wow. That's actually really insane.
Because
it feels, it's got the sweetness. Mm-hmm. It's got the same crispiness as all the rest of them. Mm-hmm. But it's got like a bunch of these extra little notes, almost like it's like certain types of grapes and stuff. Like that's almost what it tastes like.
See, now this one says big flavor, and that delivers. Like that has big flavor. You know? I like it.
Man, I would love it to have some apple cider made out of that stuff.
Now, I did at the Trader Joe's. They have, I don't know if every Trader Joe's has this, but ours does. I know they all have different artwork and stuff, but I have a little video you can show right now, but they had a little flavor scale that's like shows from sweet to tart. So like sweet end, it starts with Fuji, then Honeycrisp, Gala, Brayburn, Pink Lady, then Granny Smith is the most tart. I just love those little like spectrums that they give, you know, so you can kind of get an idea if it's sweet or if it's tart. And I don't know, I tend to lean towards the more tart ones. I think you tend to lean towards
definitely
sweet. Do you want to go through what?
I just wanted to point out,
Yes.
though. So since we started this, you know, we've been putting the lemon juice on those pieces because we are going to eat them. I promise.
We're gonna use them for something.
We're gonna use them for something. But this first one we didn't do that to, and as you can see, like right next to each other, only about a minute or so apart.
The one we didn't add the lemon juice.
Already going brown.
All the other ones look great.
All the other ones looking perfectly fine.
Now they will have a little bit of lemon flavor to them, but that's okay.
That's fine.
So yeah, I think it'd be cool if we each picked like our top 3.
Top 3.
So I'm gonna go first.
Go for it.
I have to go with Envy as one of my top 3. I have to go with, which one was the one that we liked? Did we like the Rave, or we weren't really that thrilled with the Rave?
Yeah, I wasn't too big on the Rave.
Did we like the SweeTango? I don't remember.
I think we did, yes.
I think you liked it more than I did.
I did.
I'm gonna go with Envy and Pink Lady and Granny Smith.
Gotcha.
I love the Granny Smith.
I am certainly ranking this my top 3 as the Envy. Then I am going for the Rockit. And then I am going for the SweeTango.
Now, I didn't put those in order. So were those in order
I think the SweeTango, yes, that's 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Do you want to try
Not
the
3, 2.
SweeTango again and make sure? No, you can't.
I can't, no.
Because I have to get pictures.
Yes.
Well, you could. You could cut off a little piece, but it'll have lemon taste to it. Mine, actually, if I ranked them in order, I think my number 1 favorite still has to be Pink Lady. My number 2 is Envy, and then number 3 is Granny Smith, of the ones that we tried today.
The third place could honestly be like 5 of these, though.
But
my top 2 are definitely the Envy and definitely the Rockit.
They're all really good. I think in here, the Rave, what was that? The Kanzi, they kind of just disappointed a little bit.
Yeah, they did disappoint a little.
I didn't really feel like they gave me anything special that I couldn't get from like some of these more, readily available kind of ones. But this was definitely a fascinating experiment. This was like just so much fun, and I'm glad that you made me do that. Although I feel like I've eaten so much apple at this point that I'm not sure how it's going to look when things happen.
Don't know.
I'm just saying.
This isn't even a fraction of the apples out there that you can actually purchase. The varieties that are available to buy. These were just the ones that we happen to have at our Trader Joe's at this particular time.
Yeah, when we went to buy them, and that,
Yeah. So, we could try this, at a completely different time, get a completely different set of apples, and it'd still be fascinating just to try that. But you know what? I loved this, because you know me, I love apples. But I thought this was a blast.
It was definitely one of our most ambitious.
This is the biggest
Krocks try.
The biggest Krocks try that we've ever done, and probably will ever do.
Maybe. Who knows?
Unless we do some type of a weird other fruit challenge of some kind. Of which, if you guys think of one, something else that we could possibly try and do, let us know. I think it'd be kind of cool.
2 things.
Yes.
In the comments below, let us know what your favorite apple is, and if it's not on this list, then maybe we'll try it next time. And also let us know. Oh no, the other thing you don't have to let us know. So you just have to let us know what your favorite apple is. Just comment below. The other thing I was going to say is that we are going to be doing another video using some of these apples.
Yes.
So the next video is going to be a little challenge of sorts. So you can look forward to that. So we're not going to give you too many details, but stay tuned for the next video because it's going to be fun. It's going to be a challenge between us and these apples. Actually, between us using these apples.
Apple challenge: Brian versus Jessica. Who will come out on top? Me. It's gonna be me. It'll be most certainly me and not Peef. But I think we can come to a close, right? Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and click the bell notification that is right next to it so you get notified whenever we post a new video. Just like this one. Yes, you can also like and share the video. That's super cool, and it gets this out in front of more people so they can enjoy our crazy antics of trying every apple that we can purchase in a store. Also, find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. You can message us on there. You can interact with us there. We absolutely love it. We love seeing the comments and the likes and all that kind of fun stuff too. But yes, definitely find us on there.
And if you prefer snail mail, you can mail us something to our P.O. box.
Yes.
So we have the P.O. box in the description below. Send us a little postcard or whatever you want to send us. We love getting mail, and we usually open all of our mail and show it on our live shows. So
We do love postcards.
yay!
They were all up there, but now they're not.
We're reorganizing them.
But is that all you got?
That's definitely all I got.
That's all I got. We will see you next time on Crocks in the Kitchen. Bye.